2025 already. The two teams that have qualified for the final have secured safe passes through to the CONCACAF Caribbean Cup. And so that's taken care of. Today is about who wins this tournament. And that game is our feature game coming up a little bit later on. Mocha FC up against the Weymouth Wales outfit. And that's the Dominican Republic against Barbados. But for now, we're getting ready for the third place playoff between the Academy Eagles FC and, of course, Club Franciscain. This game, but that's the hand that they were dealt here, and to a large extent they had the opportunities, they just couldn't finish the job against the Weymouth Wales outfit, and as they say, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Of course, the Eagles Academy, they certainly from the Turks and Caicos, they have overachieved to some degree, and but their stellar defensive effort is what kept them in the hunt, but in the end they came up short, as they certainly would be hoping that they could end this tournament on a high. Remember, they are the only team to have played just 2 games. And of course, let's find out what the coaches feel about this encounter.
I'm here with Coach Aaron Lawrence of Air Academy Eagles FC out of Turks and Caicos. How has the team been feeling leading up to today?
I think they're feeling good. No one expected us to be here, and we have done well for representing Turks and Caicos and representing the Academy Eagles. So it was a good show, and we'll still continue. We're going for the 3rd place, and we're going to give a good performance, and we're going to give a good account of ourselves as usual.
And what is next for Academy Eagles? How do you build off of what you've done here?
There's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of things to build off because, you know, we have been here. We wanted to come back again. So we're just going to go home and keep practicing, keep working, and keep building the team with the youths and see if we can make it for the next one.
And how do you, what's your overall thought about this competition in your time here?
I think it's great. It's a great competition here because it exposed our talent in the Caribbean, and it exposed a lot of good things in the Caribbean, and it's good for the Caribbean football because before, in my time when I used to play, we never have really this kind of magnitude of competition, and to have this kind of magnitude of competition, it is awesome for us, and it is a great look for the Caribbean people, and it's a great look for us, especially in the smaller island like a Turks and Caicos, and it's a good look for us.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck. Thank you, Coach. Okay, so with Guy Michel. We're here with Coach Guy Michel of Club Franciscain of Martinique. How is the team feeling today?
We are very tired. We play 4 match and on 7 days. Look, we are so tired, but we are ready to play, ready to win. It's so important for us to win the game, to win the match, and win the third place.
What is next for the team?
We want to continue to perform. We want to continue to produce good performance, and the players are ready. And
what do you think of the competition?
This is a good competition. It's so beautiful to compare our practice with Caribbean football. It's very, very important for us to represent French football, Martinique football, and we are so happy to be here, so happy to represent football, and we want to produce, we want to have a good vision of football, on Martinique football.
Yeah, so same thing. Thank you. How is your team feeling today?
L'équipe on est un peu fatigué, on est très fatigué. Ça fait notre 4e match en une semaine. On a repris les entraînements, il n'y a même pas un mois de ça qu'on a repris les entraînements, donc on est très fatigué, mais voilà, nous sommes des compétiteurs, on est déçus de ne pas être à la finale. On aurait aimé être à la finale, jouer à 19h. Maintenant, on a perdu contre meilleur que nous. Donc voilà, bravo déjà à Barbade qui a été une très très belle équipe. Et nous, on va se concentrer sur cette troisième place.
And what's next for the team?
Nous, ce qu'on veut déjà, c'est gagner cette troisième place. C'est voilà, donner une bonne image du football martiniquais, représenter dignement le football aussi franciscain. C'est ça aussi notre objectif. Et puis remporter cette troisième place.
And what do you think of competition?
C'est une très belle compétition. C'est une compétition de très bon niveau. On y voit différents footballs, le football espagnol, le football français, le football anglais. Voilà, il y a différentes philosophies de jeu, il y a différentes pratiques. Et nous, déjà, on est contents d'être dans le dernier carré de la compétition. C'était ça notre objectif prioritaire. Maintenant, on est déçus de ne pas gagner, de ne pas aller en finale. Maintenant, on va tout faire pour gagner cette troisième place. Et voilà, merci encore au Club Franciscain, aux dirigeants du Club Franciscain de nous permettre de participer à cette compétition. Merci à la Ligue de football de nous avoir accompagnés. Merci aussi à la CFU de nous inviter. Et voilà, on va essayer sur ce dernier match, sur cette troisième place, d'offrir encore un spectacle de qualité et de montrer un beau visage du football martiniquais.
All right, merci, coach. Merci.
So you just heard there from the two coaches, and of course our tournament is sponsored by the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association, without whom it would not be possible. So we thank them for that flow. They've been carrying our signals and our audio throughout the region and the wider world. So we want to thank them for being a part of this entire Club Shield 2025, as well as the CFU, under whose auspices the tournament is being held. And of course, their challenge series, under 14 challenge series for girls, starts August 15th through the 24th. We want to thank them for that. As we get ready for the teams, as they make their way out on the field for this one, the Academy Eagles up against Club Franciscain for third place in the CFU Club Shield 2025. So these are the two teams as the players get ready to do battle. And of course, they will greet each other as they get ready to face off in what should be a very interesting contest indeed. Remember, they came that close to making it to the final. And of course, they have to put that disappointment behind them and get on with the business at hand, which is to try to take care of business in this one, try to secure third place. It's the best they can do right now, and so that's what their focus has to be right now. These are the officials: Adrian Laje from Cuba, Stephanie Dale Yising of Jamaica, Alejandro Sisse from Cuba, and Ricardo Del Rica. This is the academy starting lineup: Samuel Harvey, Keneal Cloville, Anthony Stewart, Kyle Belazere, Christopher Luisi, Rosmith Mossier, Jean Innocent, Junior Paul, Hensy Gideon, Mike Legerme, and Kavern DeBelay.
And the captain is the number 10, Christophe Jougon. The head coach is
To the academy in their white and Club Franciscain in their green and black. The goalkeeper is Willem Renard, Stephanie Abol, Lobiche Charles Henry, Romero Ostiné, Marvin Silvius, Kirani Lieria, Christophe Jougon, the captain, Stephanie Limeroyle, Jonas Croussol, Axel Delors, and Jacques Olivier Lejuste. So that's the starting lineup for their respective teams. Club Franciscain up against the team on your screen right now, the Academy Eagles in white. And there are the two captains, Anthony Stewart from the Academy, and of course, Christophe Jougon of the Club Franciscain out of the Dominican Republic. So we're moments away from the start of this one. Again, we certainly want to thank our sponsors for making it possible, and we're eternally grateful to them. I'm sure the players are as well, to give them this opportunity to compete at a very high level. The referee seems ready. The two teams are just getting their final words in, and obviously the captain's probably just telling them just relax and play. While you're disappointed, you have to put that behind you and give a professional display despite the circumstance. We know this is a tough game to play at any level, and this is no different for these players, because you really wanted to get to the final. You were all gung-ho about it, and then you just came up short. Samuel Harvey in goal for the Academy Eagles, getting his taste of action here, and I'm sure he'll be hoping to keep a clean sheet if at all possible. They've been fairly miserly. There is the whistle to send us on our way in this encounter. This is the battle for third place, and we'll see what happens. Marvin decide to go to Abaul. Abaul is one of the key men, might be playing in a different position today. Obviously, he is a experienced man, seasoned. Here is Martin again, or Marvin rather, getting out of danger, and there's Abaul playing more central this time. And Liria trying his best here to make sure that he gets control of this. Osinier, who has had a good tournament. Henry. Here is Marvin again, trying to get things started out of the back. That's a bad pass, and this could be problems here. The shot on frame, but it's well saved. In fact, it was much too close to Wilhelm and Renner Wilhelm, but what a bad pass that was. Trying to lay it back, I'm not quite sure to who, but he just played it back in the middle of the park and ran into problems there. Stefani. Again, as you can see, it's half of the field is in the shade, and that's because of the grandstand here. So that's the shadow from the main stand, covered section. And then the other half is under the blazing sunlight. So the left back on one side and the right back on the other side would be happy, as opposed to their opponents at their opposite numbers on the other side of the field. They're going to feel the full brunt of the hot conditions here. That one bus barely kept in here is Jogon, the captain, slipping it back inside, trying to keep things going. Olsene, as they just trying to keep control of the ball as much as possible. Marvin again, taking his time, not forcing the issue. This is good from Club Franciscain. So they probed and probed. They just couldn't get that equalizing goal in the semi-final against Weymouth Way. They took the lead, but they couldn't hold on to it. And that was, as they say, all she wrote. Axel, who came on as a substitute in that one but missed out. Here's Innocent. He has had a good tournament. This could be interesting here. Who is coming at the back post, or will he go straight to goal? And in fact, he puts himself at a bad angle. He nearly didn't need that additional touch there. All he needed to do was drill that. From the time he realized that his teammate wasn't catching up with him, Junior Paul should have, instead of this additional touch here, he didn't need that, because he put himself at a bad angle, and where he probably could have only crossed the ball, whereas a couple meters further up, he could have drilled it and probably hit pay dirt on either side of the goalkeeper there. So it's just that split-second decision that probably cost him that chance there. But a good opening once again, and good football from Innocent once again. Another ball coming in, and this time Wilhelm makes no mistake. So he's already brought off a stunning save to deny them, and here again, showing a good clean pair of hands. Olivier. Marvin decides he's going to go all the way back to Ari. Here is the main man, Abaul. Bringing it across in the middle of the park is Stefani. Stefani sprinting forward now, looking for something, still going, and eventually plays the ball, but it's a little bit hurried, and it's intercepted at the back, but nicely done in the end. And Lejeune decided that he'll get it back to his captain, Anthony Stewart. He's been one of the standout defenders of this tournament. Very accomplished and cool customer. Not really hurried. He reminds me of Stuart Charles Favrier from St. Lucia, but of W Connections fame. Also ASL fame here in Trinidad and Tobago. A real standout player and also an outstanding coach as well. So good evening to the great man. But here they are again, playing it at the back. Ari taking his time. He has Marvin Williams, Sylvius Marvin. Good football opportunity, just a little too straight, and I don't think that Stefani actually had an idea where he wanted the ball to go. Nevertheless, they eventually got it up, turning, twisting with it now, trying to play it forward. Messier, but they give it right back, and this could be problems for them as Lyria comes back onto his left foot, but then he tries to do a little too much, caught in possession, but they give it back. Abel plays it in there. The captain again trying to be a little too fancy. The simple ball would have sufficed, but for whatever reason it is, both teams right now really haven't settled. They just seem as if they just want to show that they can play when they don't need to. We know they can play. What they need is link-up play now and try to get those passes to connect with each other, and that is not happening at the moment. So a bit of a sluggish start, a rather indifferent start, although we did have that one glaring chance that couldn't. Paul somehow found himself one-on-one with the goalkeeper and then took a little extra touch that cost him in the end. Good patience here by the academy. Again, it's the Captain Stewart who is pulling the strings at the back. That's a very hopeful ball at best. Lejeune was the intended target now. Sprinting away with it and trying to do. Olivia gets it down that right-hand side. Lyria comes onto his left foot. Does he get the shot? And it's easily handled by Stewart, although he didn't control it as well as he normally does, but it never got to the goalkeeper. And the big fella nicely positioned to deny them. So goalless, and a corner this time to the Club Franciscain. This is their first one. We already had one to the Eagles Academy, Eagles, or the Eagles Academy. Let's see what happens, and again, good defending, pinning the attacker to his back, so the attacker couldn't get a touch on the ball. However, Luisi couldn't keep it in play, and they've conceded another corner, this time on the other end, and we have two players sprinting out there. They're going to play it short. They're thinking about it, and but they've been able to drag a defender out as well, and sometimes that's all that they really try to do, is to just free up the clutter in the area and see if they can't get to. There are 4 green shirts in the area. Let's see what happens here. This is not a bad ball, but once again Stewart is there, and the rebound, the initial shot is blocked by the defense, and they're able to come away with it nicely once again. So good football, Luisi. Actually, they decide to go all the way back with it, Monsieur. And then he runs into some problems. So he's been coming on as a substitute, and now he gets an opportunity to start. And that's good work from Marvin again. doing his bit to keep things going. So neither team really, they've been able to put things together just yet. Ari looking up for some movement, and then he decides goalkeeper is his best. Abel. That's a tough ball. It's way too straight and way too powerful, and not even the speedy Olivier could catch up with that. He never even bothered. Tussle for that one, but the referee's assistant says it's Club Franciscain's ball. Still no goals in this encounter. Stefani trying to get things started, turning, twisting with it, but doing very well in the end. Debole, although he runs into some problem, he puts Stewart in some problem. Debole again, and once more the pass is a little bit short, and but again he gets it back though. Those long legs of his working well in his favor. Stewart looks up, sees that he has Gideon, and Gideon has support further upfield. Once again, Messier trying to dupe his man, trying to go through his legs, but he loses out to Jogon, the captain. And a lot of short passing, and but they're not gaining any kind of territorial advantage. Now they start to scamper forward, but again the choice of pass is not the best. He used the outside of the foot, and you could see him just not really hitting the ball with any conviction. And but they do have a player down. It looks like it's Henri who went down earlier. This was the chance. There's one touch. Took a second one. That he should have been hitting that. They didn't need that touch. And in fact, it's the defender who came back in the nick of time to block the shot. So the goalkeeper didn't even have to make the save. Marvis again. Marvin getting it back to goalkeeper Willem. And he was just on the ground, Ari, but he's back up now. That's a good ball. He could get a shot off if he wants to, but he decides to run with it. Now he places it, and it's brilliantly done. Lira tries to hook it back. It comes off the defender, and it goes behind. So good approach work there on the part of Club Franciscain. And they probably could have taken that a little bit quicker. Clerville was trying to close it down, but they decided against it, and now it's going to be a corner kick. They're going to hit it long. Osine is going to swing this one in. No, he got it to Liria. Liria on his left foot, and once again it's Stewart there, the tower of strength at the back for the academy. And really just getting his head to the ball. One touch. He doesn't need a second one, and that's the hallmark of a good defender. Don't do unnecessary stuff at the back there. It doesn't work in your favor. Another ball played in, and this one deflected in, and it is. Well. It's going to be interesting who is credited with the goal. There was a near post scramble for it, and it seemed to come off the head. Let's look at it again. That was the play earlier, but certainly I'm not even sure if the captain Jugon is the one who's credited with it. Here is he's trying to get in there, and the ball just seemed to hit, and it looked like Jonas Krusol. But we will see who they decide that they will credit the goal to. It might have actually hit the defender and go in, but Delors Axel is probably going to claim it in the 13th minute. It's 1-0 to Club Franciscain. So 1 goal to nothing.
For Academy Eagles FC in the 13th minute was scored by number 2, Kenyon Cleveland. The score is Academy Eagles FC 1, Club Franciscain 0.
So they actually credited Stefani Abdul, or rather an own goal, I think is how they credited it to Keneal Clerville. So it's an own goal. And so Delor Axel doesn't get the benefit of the doubt there, even though he might have gotten a touch. It's the defender who is credited with the final touch. So 1-0, an own goal doing the honors here. So Keneal Clerville.
Ladies and gentlemen, correction, that goal was scored for Club Franciscain in the 13th minute by number 2, Stefan Abaou. The score is Club Franciscain 1, Academy Eagles FC 0.
Well, it could go either way, but I'm told that they've decided now they'll credit it to the other number 2, Stefani Abaou, who originally was the man. Here's another chance, though. Stewart has to be careful, and nobody is really closing in to assist, but they can't get it away. Still, they go with it, and it's a big battle there. Jogon goes down, but the referee is allowing play to continue, and now it's a chance. Can he get the ball off? That's a great ball. It's a good run also, and closing in there. Junior Paul plays it across, and he misses. Well, Innocent. He did the more difficult thing there, which was to miss from that angle, when all he had to do was roll it in. He got under the ball. It was a great ball across, and all he had to do was just tap it in, but he got under the ball and it skied up and over. Well. What a miss, a glaring opportunity to equalize just a couple minutes after in the 16th minute of play, and he misses out there. So a bad miss indeed. Still, opportunities are plenty now, and trying to buy some space there, but not finding much at the moment was Lejeune. And here is that man, very fast down that left-hand side, and helping out as much as possible. Lejeune, the captain. Jougon turning, twisting, and good calm possession play here now. As here's the goal scorer, Abaoul, coming away with the ball, looking for something, and almost runs into problems there. He's a big fella, strong, sturdy on the ball, and but probably not the quickest. And they still have possession here. Stefani plays the ball across, but it's an all or nothing ball that he didn't need to. If he plays it, he could get some support. Still running away with it and being brought down, but Lejeune is back on his feet, and the referee's assistant doesn't give him a call. He's looking at the referee's assistant as if, well, did you see that? And now it's a free kick. They're going to bring it back, but here's that chance again. How does he miss from there? And it doesn't even go on frame. It actually is looped up and it went wide. So it didn't even go over the bar. It went wide of the mark. So a bad miss indeed for Jean Innocent, and he's normally a good clinical finisher. And I'm sure he's going to want to make amends for that before it's all said and done. Lyria over on that far side, they're trying to get in. There is Clerville intercepting. Can he get it down the line now? This is more speed again. Another opportunity to run at the defense. He's been having a good time so far, and this time he's going to have to give it up. Opportunity, and it's taken away here again. Good football. Dibole was trying to get the right foot on it, but he couldn't. Olivier turning nicely away from the pressure. Still going because his captain inside, Jougon. He looks up, sees that he have Lyria over on that far side. Lyria one-on-one. Good opportunity to run at the defender. Instead, he holds it up. And they're going to bring it back to the big fella, Stefani Abaoul, the goal scorer. 13th minute item. A bit of a scrappy goal, but they all count, and they will take it. So again, for the second game, they scored first. Can they hold on to this time? Remember, they scored first against Weymouth Wales in the semis and lost 2-1. And here they have a chance to probably intercept this. Stewart, brilliant, but just slightly behind the intended target. So it's going to be another throw in to the Club Franciscain. They lead by 1-0. This is the battle for third place. Both of these teams lost their semi-final encounters, and now they're trying to end the tournament on a high. Good skill again, trying to show what they're capable of. But the referee is allowing play to go on, and that looked painful, if I could say so myself. Mike Legermain is in some discomfort. And but the referee is there. He's allowing the players to play, and but if he thinks they cross the line, well, then he obviously will blow the whistle. And this is a good opportunity, I would imagine, for the players to get some refreshments. It's hot outside there, and so I'm surprised that the academy players are not availing themselves of this little stoppage in play. Just to get some refreshments and also to get some advice from their coaches, technical staff, who's been working very hard with these players. Plus, you have to spare thought for the physio on the various teams, because they too have been very, very active in almost every game. Dr. Julia Cousins, and of course on the other side, physiotherapist Lucia Arthur. They have been working overtime, as have been the physios for most of the teams, because we've had a few injuries, quite a few knocks, players cramping up, and also just little niggles here and there, and having to get them ready to play every 2 or 3 days. It's not an easy assignment for all of the players, all of the staff, everybody connected with the various teams. Here's Stewart, the captain for the Eagles Academy, deciding that they're going to go wide, but that's easily intercepted back there by Henry. He looks up again, and there is another whistle. And, obviously, players just a little bit late with some of their challenges. And this is not how it's supposed to play, the referee says, so he will call it back whenever he can. That's another great ball down that left-hand side. As a man with the red boots, Stefani, and he is losing out. And they'll get themselves a goal kick on this occasion. So Gideon, down that right-hand side, has been ever present. He's had a good tournament also. And the thing is, though, if you're a talent scout and you're looking at this tournament and you're looking at, talent, I'm not sure what the status is of the players on the various teams, but you could certainly pinpoint a handful of outstanding players. The goalkeeper there almost lost his footing, and that could have been very detrimental. Stewart, though, is confident that he will do the right thing when it matters most. And that's great football. Now, here's the ball played over, but again, that was intended to go way over on the left side there, where Junior Paul is having a great time attacking down that left-hand side for the academy. You just need to free him up and then get him the ball as quickly as possible. Here they come again now, Jonas. coming on to his right foot, back in the middle it comes. Marvin on, trying to keep possession, and Stefani gets it back, and they give it away to Innocent again, turning, twisting. Remember, he's the man with that big miss that is probably still on his mind, and as well as it should be. But that was a golden opportunity for them to equalize, but he couldn't get it in. Luisi gives it up, and they get it over on that far side, and Clerville just loses out momentarily, and now Stewart takes over. The big captain showing how it should be done, and Paul this time doesn't control it, but he does get a good cross in, and creating problems there, but eventually Stefani is in the mix. Both players with their boot high, and we have a player staying down, but the referee's allowing play to continue. This time he's going to blow the whistle, and he's not happy with that one there. Belizaire. So Belizaire really just took the legs from under him and sent him sprawling. But then again, if you're going to stop him, then stop him. Don't, as they say, don't mess around with him. But Delors Axel felt that one. And now that he's walking away, you can see him just holding the back of his leg as well as his buttocks, because he fell over like that. And so he's in some discomfort, but I suppose he could run that off as quickly as possible. Another opportunity here now. Osinye with a chance to curl this one in. And he has had a pretty decent tournament as well. I'm sure he's going to have fun memories of the tournament, of his individual play, if anything, not because his team overwhelmed anybody, but they've certainly had their moments, and he has been at the center of it most times. So he's just waiting. There is some treatment taking place, and I think they are satisfied now that everything is a-okay. Lejeune is off the field, so they could continue play now at the other end. So 5 green shirts in and about the area there, so it's important that they get the ball in there, and they just touch it, but nothing doing there. They're going to get it through. So this is really, when you have that many players up there, you want to utilize them and give them a chance to contest the ball in the area. Still, here he comes again. Osinye gets it over to that right-hand side, and he tries to get it over to the right-hand side, rather. Abaoul loses out, and again, quickly, they're trying to get it upfield to Paul, but misses out on this occasion. Quickly now, here's Abaoul again, the goal scorer. He's been credited with the goal. It could have gone any number of ways. Axel was the one who put in the first tackle. He probably got a touch. The defender got a touch as well. And then it was a big scramble, and just taken over the line in the end by Stefani Abaoul, but it might have actually gone in before that. But the official goal scorer is Stefani Abaoul. In the 13th minute. So 1-0 it is right now. And the game just meanders for the moment. Here's Axel, or rather trying to get it out there. Stefani pulls out of that challenge, and that's not a bad ball. Trying to just free up his teammate going down that right-hand side, Lejeune, but not able to get it over. Still, they're battling for it. He is shaking off one challenge, goes past another, and that's a tough ball. He was trying his best there to get it to Debole, but his long legs might still help him out here, and the flag goes up, and really just for a moment there, Paul looked like he was in business, and just drifted off a fraction too soon, and it going the other way. It's going the other way, but not very far. It's right back in the area, turning, twisting with it there. Ari showing a tremendous amount of confidence. And the captain, Jugon, now he gets it back there to Abaul, the goal scorer. Jugon gets it back also now, looking up, looking for some movement as they try to knife his way through, but again, the ball running away from him, caught in possession and changing possession. Claville, he dwells on it and almost loses out, but he's really such a skillful player. But you don't want to be tempting fate, if you know what I mean. If you have time, play a deliberate ball. Dibole bundled off the ball nicely, and they're coming the other way. Jugon now for Club Franciscain. And guess who's back there quickly now? This could be another opportunity, but he's again going offside. Is he? Yes, he is. It had to be a first-time ball from Dibole. Once he dwells on it, the man who is running forward is almost at his mercy, and he's the one who has to release him into space. You can't let him go into the space and then you try to find him. You have to lead him into the space, and that didn't happen. Just that split second, and that was it. Paul was offside. And that's twice in quick succession here that he been found to be just off a little bit. Gideon. Dibble. Back it goes to Gideon as they slow things down here just that little bit, not trying to do too much. Belizaire. And goalkeeper Harvey, but not very far, easily picked off in the middle of the park. Marvin. Taking their time, not really trying to go too much. Abaul, the goal scorer, dropping right back now. Marvin looking up for some movement. Has Stefani with him. He plays a tough ball, but he gets the return. That's just good football. And now tried for a moment to get a cross in, couldn't, and they still have possession. Marvin slowing it down now. They go over to the right hand side. Abaul, if he looks up, you'll see that he has Ari peeling away down that right hand side. He has Liria who comes inside, infield a little bit now. He was mashing the line on the right hand side, but he's now playing more central. That's not a bad ball, but again, nicely read at the back there by Gideon and intercepting the ball. So 31 minutes gone. It's still 1-0. This is the third place battle between the Academy Eagles and Club Franciscain. And here is the man battling hard for it, Stefani. And can't take advantage. So it's going to be a goal kick to the Academy. So they had that one glaring opportunity. In fact, they had two good chances, and they missed them both. One was blocked by the defender of Paul. The other one was really, you have to see it to believe it. And this man, I'm sure he will want to make amends today itself. He wouldn't want to wait another day. And the sooner he could get a goal back, the better. That's Jean Innocent. Brelia. A ball laid on a platform across the face of the goal. The goalkeeper is beaten. All he had to do was get the ball over the line, and he made a stab at it, and he got under it, and it was almost on the goal line. That's how close to the goal it was. I mean, I'm exaggerating there. It wasn't on the goal line, but it was very close. And all he had to do was just tap it in, and he really made a meal of it, as they say. Messier. Back it goes, Clerville. Stewart. Paul. Back to Stewart it goes. Captain very, very assured he would be one of the standout defenders of the tournament, if not the top defender. Very, very accomplished. And like I was saying, if you're looking at if you're a scout and you're looking for players, I don't know what their status is, but there are a couple names. Here's a brilliant shot blocked by the keeper. Gets another bite of the cherry, and but before it's snuffed out rather quickly as well. And it's still going with it. That's Jonas doing a good deed here. Coming onto his left foot now, plays it up on the other side. He has Olivier with him. Olivier looking to shake off one man. As he gets it to his captain Jugon. Back it goes. Inside. Jugon now with time and space. Can he run away with it? Tries to play a true ball, but that's a tough ball. And really he needed to play the ball. Probably play it to his feet on this occasion, as opposed to trying to play that big defense splitting pass from so deep. And you have to factor in the wind. It's very windy today. Trinidad and Tobago just celebrating Emancipation Day, big holiday on Friday. So here they come again as they try to get things going quickly. Monsieur, he loses out. He loses quickly. The ball is changing hands here, and Osinye, what? Just everything just seems a little disjointed. They're not flowing. They're having possession. They have numbers around the ball, and for some reason the pass is just not connecting. The choices. Here comes Paul again. Thinks about it with the right foot. Gets it through. This should be a goal. And again, it's brilliantly saved by the goalkeeper there. Lejeune got behind the defense, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and Wilhelm makes the save yet again. And he does it with the boot. It doesn't matter what part of your body you use. Once it doesn't go over the line, that's all that matters. And what another fine save and another opportunity lost. But they have a chance here now. Can they make amends? Debole tracks it down quickly. Plays a nice little ball back in. But Clevel loses out, and now he has to recover. That's a good challenge. Liriado picks himself up quickly. Has support, has quick support. Jugon, the captain, looks inside. Again, he has Jonas with him. Jonas is trying to play. Well, he was trying to go to the left side, and it just seems as if, for whatever reason, that Osinye wasn't keen on running down that left-hand side. So he just stood up. Gideon gets it back inside, and here's another foot race. This could be interesting. That's good defending. Once again, covering the distance nicely there. Abaul, the goal scorer. He's here, there, and everywhere. He interchanges nicely in positions. Here he is. Look how deep he is. He's playing as the central defender. But he follows the play so nicely that when it's in the offensive third, he too is in there making merry. Here's a chance now. Toussaint. Can he do it over? Here is Paul trying to return the favor. And it just screams across the face of the goal. Nobody home. You could see Toussaint was trying to get up there, or Innocent rather, was trying to get up there. Couldn't make up the distance. It all happened so quickly. Now he did well to release the ball and get it to Junior Paul, but Paul played a first-time ball across the face of the goal, and nobody, not even a defender, got a touch on it. But they still have a chance here now. Here is Lejeune, the man who missed that golden opportunity. Debole plays a nice little ball in, and unfortunately the touch by Paul is not a good one. Stewart shakes his man off nicely, and now he loses out, but he's still battling, and he's so strong. However, he's caught in possession. Actually, he's looking for some movement, but not finding much. This is a great ball. How is he going to handle this one? Osinye almost got possession of it, but then he doesn't bother to fight back for it. He just allows it to go, and for the third time in quick succession, Paul is offside. He's not happy. He's remonstrating about it. He thinks this time he was onside, but the referee's assistant was right in position. Here is Osinye. Back it goes to Jugon, the captain. He has Liria all alone outside there, but Liria cannot take advantage. And Paul and company down that left-hand side. Here's Clerville, but he too is losing out to Liria. Liria does well, and now he has to play defense or operate in the defensive third, and he does well. Quickly, Stefani Abaoul presents himself. This is Marvin, and this is Jugon, the captain, bringing it over the half line now into the academy's territory. What does he do? Plays a short ball, gets the return. Now Osinye, he just seems a little too relaxed at the moment and can't seem to take advantage of opportunities. Still, opportunity going his way. Jugondo cannot keep control of it. And Stewart to the rescue. There's Marvin with a header and actually got on the back of Innocent. And we do have a player down that looks like Liria. Liria, who is normally an attacker winger, was back on defense a short while ago, and now he is feeling the effects. So it's a 1-0 situation here as we approach the 41st minute of play. Players again getting a chance at a little breather. But Liria, after getting some treatment, seems to be okay, and is off the field now. So the referee is just asking the players who are getting refreshments on the side to get on with the game. So here we go again. The Eagles Academy in the white trailing 1-0. 13-minute item from Stefani Abaoul. But like I said, it could have gone to as an own goal. Debolo plays a lovely ball, but it's a big ask going down that left-hand side there, and I don't think Clerville has that type of speed. So 1 goal separating the teams, and that has been the story of Franciscain in this tournament. They haven't really blown opponents away in the manner in which we saw with Weymouth Vale. They score quickly. They beat the police team, the Trinidad and Tobago police, 3-1, and then they hammered their next opponents 8 goals in that encounter. So they scored a lot of goals, and then they won their semi-final by 2-1, beating Franciscain there. So, and that's despite conceding early and coming from behind with 2 unanswered. And then they played solid defense in the second half that made a difference to them. Jugon does well to get it away. Now here is Liria. Can he play the ball into the space? He's turning, twisting. He had his man running away and just failed to deliver the ball. That would have sent him free. And the ball probably would have been in at the opposite end instead of here where there might be a chance. But look at the man here. This is Abdul, the goal scorer. He's strong and sturdy, and he's battling all the way, doing very well indeed. And it just shows you his quality. And he has been this way throughout the tournament. Really, it's difficult to get the ball off of him. So too is this man, Ari Liria. And hasn't really set the place alight here. Came on as a substitute in a couple games and really failed to impact the game in a positive way. This man, though, is worries. Goes onto that favored left foot, slaps it across, but into the side netting. Well, you could just see danger when he has the ball because he moves so quickly and has it close to his feet. And a little skip over there, a little shimmy, but he tried to probably wrong foot the goalkeeper at the near post. Marvin taking their time here now. Abaul. No real pace at the moment, just trying to make sure, keep possession and make absolutely certain. But everybody's running away from the ball when they need to come to the ball. That's dangerous, very dangerous indeed. And Dibole almost got a boot in. And well, Jugon did very well. But now, Liria, can he get the ball across again? It's one of those iffy balls. And luckily he got a second chance to correct it. But even then he couldn't take full advantage of it. Here's Gideon now. But quickly getting there and is pulling his man. Could easily have been called for an infringement there. Usinya. And when is the shot going to come? But it's nothing doing there because Olivier cannot get the better of it. So 2 minutes of added on time. So we in added on time right now because we have completed 45 minutes. And so we have 2 minutes of added on time. And Dibole just carelessly stabbing the ball forward and almost creating an opportunity. Here's Marvin. And Jugan, the captain, just a little bit tight there to Stefani. And now it's a chance. Good football by Innocent, but again, it's just bubbling up there. And he had an opportunity. He probably could have shot the ball from there. He seemed determined to pass. He seemed like he was committed to the pass. And but the ball kind of rode up on him. And the opportunity was lost. Quickly, Dibole turning away from the pressure. And then he goes down, but the referee says play on. Liria does well. And now it's a chance coming out. And this is Jugon. Gets it over there to Stefani. Chance to run with it. Plays a ball there that again, Olivier didn't seem like he was too keen on attacking. And then the ball passed between him and the defender for the throw. Still just a one goal in it. This is the battle for third place. And as we've said all along, few players like to play for third place. But now this could be interesting. Innocent still going. Can he get the ball across? He tries to. And guess who is there? Big and sturdy. Doing it at both ends. He scored the lone goal of the game. And Stefani Abeul is right there with the interception. Times it to perfection. And denies Innocent. They still have a chance now. But time is running out on them. They need to be very careful. And there it is, the whistle to end the first half of this encounter. And after the first 45 minutes plus 2 added on at the end, it's 1 goal to nothing. A 13th minute item from Stefani Abaul that gives Club Franciscain the lead by 1 goal to nothing.
It's not simply about how many games you win, but more about how many lives you touch. This is why we do it.
Because football is life.
Because we know firsthand the power of football can positively change lives.
Because there's nothing else we'd rather do. Because our hearts beat football.
Because there's nothing quite like representing your country.
For the love of the game.
Por el amor.
Pour l'amour.
I'd leave the voix.
For the love of the beautiful game.
Looking to put your brand front and center on the biggest screen in the house? That's where Flow comes in. With dozens of networks and thousands of shows, we can precisely pinpoint your customers based on interest and lifestyle all day, every day. From entertainment, sports, news, and foodies, we have them hooked. Contact one of our sales teams today. Flow, giving you a smarter and affordable way to advertise locally and regionally.
Protection that moves to your beat. Protect your home with Armor Security. With 24/7 monitoring, instant alerts, motion sensors, and rapid response, you and your loved ones stay protected day and night. Sign up for the Protector or Commander package today and get a free security camera and installation. Armor Security, powered by Flow, in partnership with All Pro Security. We keep your rhythm flowing. Visit us in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
In this encounter, we see a couple changes being made, and of course, our sponsors again,
entering the game in the 46th minute.
TTFA and Flo,
Leaving the game, number 16, Husul Jonas. Also
and of course the CFU Under 14 Challenge Series, and the Caribbean Football Union Under 14 Girls Series, August 15th to the 24th, right here in Trinidad and Tobago. So, great opportunity for these young ladies, and we want to wish them all the best, all the teams competing this time around. So the two substitutions for Club Franciscain, as they try to put some more distance between themselves and the Eagles Academy. And here we go to start the second half. Matis Priam is on. We're in the number 7, and the number 11 is Felipe, Clerville Felipe. Here we go again. Quickly now, the goalkeeper is being called into action. He's dwelling on the ball. I'm not quite sure why, but he's doing it. And this is Felipe battling over there to try to keep possession for the Franciscain outfit. So they made 2 substitutions, so they are not resting on their laurels. They probably was being forced into a change with Lyria going down a couple times in that first half. And of course, Jonas really didn't get into the game all that much. Opportunity here again, coming away with the ball. That's a tough ball, but he does well as they spring it back. Priam, who's just come on. Back it goes to Wilhelm. He plays a careless ball and really under no real pressure. Could have easily hit that upfield. Tried to go wide, play a square ball, and really played it into touch. And speaking of playing it into touch, they just returned the favor just like that. And that has been the story of this game quite a bit. We've seen the ball change hands probably far too frequently for my liking, and that was a chance again for Priam to release the ball early, and instead he looked at the man running down that right hand side and opted to go defensively back as opposed to really playing a good ball. That's a great run. He's going screaming down that left hand side there, Felipe, and just taking it away from him there. So the substitute showing tremendous speed down that left hand side, almost getting past the second defender, and eventually had his intended cross intercepted. But they still have possession. They have a corner kick. Are they going to play it short? It looks as if Olivier is going to take it, or will he? Yes, he decides he's going to play. The goalkeeper is stranded, and then really Marvin had a crack at it all alone, and he miskicked his attempted stab at goal. Really Priam now. And instead of again, he had options, but he decided he wants to go all the way back, and they're going to start it all over again. Abaul. It's a good ball in the middle, and just losing his footing at a critical time. Priam does well, and Felipe, but now the referee says no, it's a free kick unfairly. Luisi went down, and the whistle eventually came. So still just a 1 goal in this third place game. Today, of course, is the last day of the CFU Club Shield for 2025. Third place honors to the winner. And then, of course, that will give way to the championship game. Let's see who will emerge as champions. Le Germain turning nicely. Stewart, good quick interpassing. And this time, though, an errant pass. You don't see that too often from him, but that's a great ball. Now, can they take advantage of this here? And still looking to buy some space and some time, and cannot get it. Delor Axel annoyed with himself, as he should be, because he had the opportunity early, decided against it, and then by the time he took it, he really made a meal of it. And you could see him, he's still remonstrating with himself. And but really should have done better, at least force a save out of the goalkeeper. Speaking of forcing a save, and they give it right back to Club Franciscain, but they too return the favor. So now Stewart put himself into a little bit of problems here. Can he get himself out of it? Does well, turns one way, then the next, and then chips a lights ball in. Two white shirts there, almost getting in each other's way, but that's a good ball, and it's an opportunity now to run with it. Louisi being confronted here. Can he get a ball across? And he does very well, but still kept in, and trying to return the favor. Not controlled very well, but Jugon now coming away with it. Priam, that's a short ball again from Priam, rather. He just hasn't really gotten into the game. In fact, you just seem a little reluctant to go forward with his passes. He's almost committing to playing the ball back, but that's a good turn again, and nothing doing there, just going down. And but you can see Olivier trying to get away from his man. He turned one, and then of course couldn't finish the honors. He's holding his head though, so the referee may be encouraged to get him some attention, because once it's a head injury, you don't want to mess around with that. And I think we've had one or two concussion situations. I don't know if they could be considered full concussions, or I don't know if you have a half a concussion, but some obviously more serious than others. And but we've had one or two players who, after a collision, or either with another player or with the ground or something, have come up a little woozy. So, but Le Juste Olivier seems to be okay, and is going to re-enter the game pretty soon. In the meantime, another throw-in to Club Franciscain. They try to play a quick early ball. That's not a bad effort. And the header towards goal just skims over the bar. And they're trying to get the referee to give a corner, but nothing doing. And that was another great opportunity there for Axel. Great early ball from the skipper. Here is Paul Stewart. That's a great ball in. Innocent playing it much too early, and really not giving his teammate a chance. There's no way Clerville was going to get to that. But here they go now. Abel, the goal scorer. His goal is looming large right now. Priam. That's a great ball over on the far side. Coming in there now. Felipe trying to get it over, but can't get it in the danger zone. In fact, it's deflected out. And it's going to be another corner kick to Club Franciscain. But that was great work out on the extremities of the field there by Legerme. Recovering quickly and denying them the opportunity of at least a goal area challenge. They play this one short, come for the return. It's a bit long. Priam plays a nice little ball in. Can he get the ball across? Slammed inside, and would you believe it hit Delor Axel and it went out. He couldn't get around it. Hit him on the left thigh, and that flew out for a goal kick. So coming closer, and he couldn't control it. He couldn't, as you say, control the ball, trap the ball in that situation. It was a full volley. And good football again from Abaul. They goal scorer. His goal still standing tall here is Stefani. That's great now. Priam gets it at Lejeune. Again played forward, but too strong. Jogan guilty here of putting too much weight onto that pass. Stewart looks short. Here is Diboulet. Plays it nicely there. Paul, though, gets himself into a little bit of a tangle and loses out. But that's good football there from Olivier. They try to change side. That's a long way for that ball to travel, and more than enough time for Gideon to come across and intercept. And Gideon, who continues to excel. Osinye. Back it goes to Wilhelm, and the ever-present Abaoul is there. Plays a long ball over now. Can he cut across his man? Initial touch would have probably gotten him across. Plays it in. That's a ball played back short. Again, it's not the captain's fault, because he hurriedly had to play that one, and that's because the ball back to him wasn't what was required given this in. Priam again gets possession and then loses out. And speaking of losing out, they just gifted back to Club Franciscain, who in turn does a favor, and the return is there as well. Now a chance again for Felipe. He can really sprint. He's going past his man, and the referee says no foul. Well, Felipe thought he was impeded, but to his credit, he picked himself up and went fighting for the ball. 56 minutes gone, and we have another player down. We've seen a fair amount of this throughout the tournament. Players really having a tough time. And so we have some more substitutions taking place, and Ari is going to get a breather. He's had a good tournament so far, so he's going to be replaced by Lepel, who has also done very well. Lepel, whenever he has come on, the number 5, and the number 12, who is the regular starter, Marahu. He is coming on for Oliver.
57th minute. Entering the game, number 5, Sebastian Lepel. Leaving the game, number 4, Labisha Henri.
So Marahu is getting a chance.
Leaving the game, number 19, Le Juge Jacques Olivier.
And we see now that it is Gideon who is down, still down, getting some treatment on that leg. And you look at the bench, they seem very relaxed right now. No real hassle there. Club Franciscain, they're leading, and they're creating opportunities now. But they still haven't been able to tack on an insurance goal. One that would allow them to breathe just a little bit easier. Right now, there's still just a 1 goal to the good. Again, plenty of action. They try to play the return ball, and that should be an infringement, and it is. And just clipping his legs. The referee, I must admit, is allowing play to continue. Quite a few infringements being allowed to throw, and just coming on there. And Belizaire clipping the legs of Felipe as he was trying to break through to the area. And now we have a free kick in a dangerous position. The referee just ushering players away. So what is going to give here? Again, Jugon lining it up. And the ever-present Stefani Abaoul, the one who scored the only goal of the game, is also there. Can he drill this one? He decides against it. And here's the free kick. Into the wall it goes. And still looping it up, but that's good defense there. It was his infringement that caused a free kick, but there he was making amends with a fine header out to get the ball out of harm's way, out of danger. So just the one goal to show for all their efforts so far. Looking for some movement, and find that he has Maraho, who's just come on. Abaoul right across the back. They're just cooking it on. Stefani gets it up as they try to keep possession and just have the academy chasing shadows right now. And now they need players to start to go towards him. Here is Lapel, and this is Arajo. Goswell gets it back in the middle. Jugon, the captain, over to Stefani. It goes. That's good football. They still have possession. And here goes Marajo again. Good opportunity here for Felipe. Can he get it across? It's off the bar. The goalkeeper got a touch. And that could be very dangerous indeed. As just going in for that challenge there, Marajo, he collided with the goalkeeper. He stays down, but his leg was extended, and the goalkeeper was trying to take the ball away, and he went over in a heap. But that could have been so much worse. He's up on his feet right now, and I just sort of cringed when I saw it. And but thankfully he is up, because he put that leg out there, and the goalkeeper just kind of, in his haste to get to the ball, just kind of wiped it away. And it could have easily been much more serious than it actually turned out to be. Here he is again, back on his feet. I'm sure he must be thanking his lucky stars that didn't turn out to be a injury at all, for that matter. As they keep knocking the ball around. Here's Lapel. Good opportunity here. Felipe with the left foot. Wide of the mark. He's come inside now. He originally was down at left-hand side, but he has opted to come inside. And he almost hit pay dirt there. A substitution. And that man, Innocent, who missed that sitter. Yes, is off the bar it goes. And there was the foot in by Marajo, and the goalkeeper just took it away. That could so easily have resulted in a very serious injury. And now, look at Felipe there on his left foot. Just took it away.
Entering the game, number 10, Emmanuel Martin.
So Emmanuel Martin is in the game now, and Jean Innocent is out after that bad miss, where he, as we say, he unscored the goal, literally. So still 1-0. Marajo does very well, kept it in, and still have possession, playing the ball nicely. Looks up, he sees he's going to have Stefani sprinting down that left-hand side. He's playing the early ball, and an opportunity here, and that's going to be another free kick. Just got the trailing leg, and see the coach saying that's more like it. That's what he wants to see. Probably didn't see enough of that in the earlier games, but look at the early ball played in there, and he was just trying to get away from the traffic there, Osinye, until he got tripped up. So another opportunity for them to swing this one in, play this like a short corner, but it's a free kick at the side of the area, so a good opportunity to bring those tall defenders who are into the attack here now, to bring them into the play somewhat. Five of them up
Ladies
there.
and gentlemen, a yellow card has been issued to Academy Eagles FC's number 5, Kyle Benazir.
So here's the ball again, Stewart getting to it. And here he is again, really commanding that area as any good defender would do. And it's really a tower of strength back there. And there is the opposite number there, trying to Aaron Lawrence, hoping to get his academy charges to pick themselves up. It's good football. Araujo did very well initially. Thought he was trying to make a quick pass, and it kind of stuck in front of him, but he was able to win it back, and they still maintain possession. Lapel gets it inside their Priam. There is the substitutes combining well. Stewart, though, doing very well to get the ball back, and then he loses it, but only to win it back, Paul. And the passes are just not finding the targets. Marajo rather. Debole, back it goes again to Paul. And he's brought down, so that's going to be a free kick. Trying to turn and twist this there, Lagerme. So 65 minutes gone. Time now becoming a factor for the academy. Can they produce something here? They've opened up the defense on a couple of occasions. They just didn't take those opportunities. Twice. Once the defender saved it with his leg. The goalkeeper saved it with his leg. Thought about the shot, and it's nicely handled in the end there by Wilhelm. And but a good shot from distance. Unfortunately, though, it didn't have the real zip on it there from Louisi to trouble Wilhelm. He had to just recover slightly, take a few steps back, and made a clean take. Here they come again. Nice ball. Priam lays it on. And they get it here to Marajo. Does he get? He tries to play it first time and then loses out. That should be a free kick. The referee says no. Playing the advantage. As they keep possession here now, Jugon decides to go back with it. Abeul looks up, sees that he has Stefani out there on that far side. That's good work by Martin. He goes inside, trying to get down that left-hand side. Priam's come short for it. Then that ball has to travel too much. Debolo intercepts quite comfortably in the end. Paul now at the other end, but it's only one man ahead of him, so he doesn't have much help. He's still going though, probably hoping that he could probably still find somebody. Now Debole joining the attack and plays a ball beyond everybody. And doing good work. Can he get the cross in now? And no real pressure there. Probably the communication wasn't the best. But again, Abeul not taking any chances. So they are just tightening the screws here on the academy. The academy just kind of running out of ideas at the moment. And they're probably a little winded too because they've been chasing shadows for most of the game. But they have a corner kick. This could be dangerous. The goalkeeper comes and then he's impeded. And you know, whenever the goalkeepers are obstructed like that, the referees, they don't hesitate at all. And Willem is going to be okay. So we have a fifth substitution being made by the Club Franciscain. Julian is coming on.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for Club Franciscain in the 70th minute. Entering the game is number 13, Toyung Julian. Giving the game, number 18, Delor Axel.
So Delor Axel gets a breather. And it is Julian who has taken over. And here he is, getting his first touch. Back it goes to his captain, Jugon. Nice turn and trying to really split open the defense. Lapel, one of the substitutes, one of the 5 substitutes made by Club Franciscain. Priam, who is another substitute. And the referee says play on. Priam now going towards goal, trying to get it onto his left foot. And really, when you're that close to the goal, you don't need to choose a foot. You kick with the one that you could get the shot off. He couldn't get it on his left foot, his favorite foot it looks like, but he refused to hit it with the right. No such worry here though, as they come again. This one swung inside, and again you could see Julian trying to sneak in there at the back post, but the academy can't get it out. Lapel, Stewart though to the rescue. Captain Fantastic at the back there, doing an amazing job. Still just the one goal. We're in the 72nd minute of play. Back it goes. That's Cloville playing it back to Stewart. Stewart just taking his time and ensuring that Belisaire is in control, but then they just give it back and it's pressure again. Chance here, can he get the ball across the goal? He does. This time Priam cannot get there in time, but a good run there by Julian, and an even better one now coming across there, but again just overrunning the ball and losing out to that very sturdy big number 2 there, Stefane Abaoul. And here they come again. Just taking their time now. Here is Jugon springing it across Lapel, looking for the quick pass inside. Still just rolling it around and keeping possession, running some clock at the same time. And Cine, that's a ball played in, but look at who's there, reading it all the way as if he is making the decision. But again, an errant pass. So they can't keep possession of the ball for any length of time, and they just keep bouncing it off each other, and they're really spending a lot of energy, but not really completing a lot of their intended passes. And the referee playing the advantage. That's a great ball. Now a chance here. Can he really take advantage of that here now? Lazerme is looking for somebody. That's a terrible ball. It's really, you just needed to make a better pass than that. He just rolled that ball into traffic. And his teammate obviously didn't want to put his foot in there because there were 2 players converging on the ball that probably could have tackled. Gives a shot across the face of the goal, nothing doing. So right now they're just huffing and puffing, but nobody really wants to blow the house down with some clinical finishing or some precise passing. And the coach looking at his time, probably thinking, can he get another goal? They have opportunities, and this is another one that is going away there. Julian not able to hold on. Dibble. He's kind of gone out of the game a little bit. This man is always in the game. Clerville trying to get the ball up the extremities of the field to Legerme. He's had a good game, Clerville, but again finds himself on the team that is trailing. Debole. It's those kind of half passes that are creating the problems for them. You have to make a pass, make a proper pass, and Marajo is the one who's gone down to substitute, and he scored for them in the semi-final, but he's coming out. He came off the bench today, and like I said, he has to be thanking his lucky stars after that collision with the goalkeeper, and here he is getting another takedown. So another free kick, and Jugon is on top of it. He's having a word there, trying to bluff the referee, Louisi. And but I would fall down too if Abaoul came anywhere near me. So a substitution.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for Academy Eagles FC in the 77th minute. Entering the game, number 19 was Kansi Mondelus. Leaving the game, number 8, Wilfred Monsieur.
So now this one is a cross, and again, none of the green shirts even challenging for the ball in the air. And you can see, you look there at Marajo, he was just pinned to the ground, never jumped for the ball. In fact, he had his back turned, he was looking for the rebound. That should be another free kick. Actually, it's a throw-in. Says the referee. So now, Lapel has decided he's going to go along with this one. And nobody even gets remotely close to it other than the goalkeeper. And the battle is on. So time just running away here, and the academy still not able to put anything, any sequence together that will suggest that they can get an equalizing goal. They really just hoping that somebody gets it for them, and the coach is often asking, well, what are you all doing? Because they just seem that there is no real purpose in the way they play right now, and there is no real zeal. So the fact that it's a third place game suggests that they just don't have the motivation to fight. So any kind of 50-50 opportunities, they're not too keen on doing too much, and this is kind of like what I'm talking about, just carelessness on the field that just allows the play to go from bad to worse. They're just sloppy at times when they really, all they need to do is control the ball, pass the ball. and don't try to do anything too fancy with it. And try to keep as much possession as possible. But that hasn't been the case here. Here is Debole. He goes into the tackle and a close shave again, but coming away with it. Another opportunity to come down at the left-hand side. And Clerval just allowed it to run too much, and it ran off the field. So it's not the ideal situation, and the coach is probably, now you know why coaches have gray hairs, because of periods of play like this where they just can't seem, nothing that they practiced or rehearsed seems relevant at this time, because it just seems as if players are doing something completely different to what they have been instructed to do or what they should be doing. Nevertheless, they have 10 minutes of regulation time plus whatever time added on for stoppages to pick themselves up here, maybe conjure up an equalizing goal. I'm sure Club Franciscain will be hoping that they could get a second one just to kill off the opposition. As it is right now, one slip, a missed kick, something could result in a goal at the other end, and next thing we're back to square one. Lapel again, Shugon does the. Here's Lapel, and a good ball played out here, but still going with it, Julian, and makes out there. Stewart goes sprinting forward. Maybe he has to do this himself. Does well. They have possession now. Stewart, could he keep going? And lovely ball played there. Now they still have possession. This is looking more promising than anything they've done in the recent past. And again, he had his man, but he chose not to use him, and still tried to get the ball in when he could have easily used his support and let him make the cross for him. This too could be interested here. Araujo is racing into the area, looking to turn his man, and the initial challenge is blocked, but he still has possession and tries to get the ball at Priam. Flicks it in. This could be interesting, and it's gone out. It's going to be a corner kick for Club Franciscain. So good enterprise, but again, those final balls. Look, Priam flicked it up, coming in there, Felipe, and the ball just ran away from him. Might have gotten a touch, the defender, so it's a corner kick. Priam with that right hand heavily bandaged, might have been stepped on. And those always hurt, because remember the wrist bone is one of the more difficult bones to heal in the body. So he's probably playing through some pain. This is not a bad effort at that near post. And they're going to have to do that again, because I thought it had gone over the line. But they said, no, it's going to be a throw-in. So good effort over on the far side there to deny them that opportunity at another corner. But here comes the throw. But again, tower of strength at the back there. But the academy really can't get it out of harm's way. But they also cannot finish a lot of the good work that they're doing. It's almost like he hit a brick wall there and goes down. Clover is still going, and then he loses out. Shugon looking around. And they decided they're just going to just milk the clock here a little bit. Here is Tune, and the captain goes down, and of course not happy about that. Look at it here, he got rid of the ball early, or rather is Priam who went down. Not very happy, but his game was falling off in the last couple of games. He wasn't the same player that we saw in the first two games, where he was here, there and everywhere, making precise passes, creating problems. Stefani, that's good football, and again almost giving it back now, going straight to goal. Should be a goal here. Priam can't miss from there, and he makes it 2 in the 85th minute. So they basically just walked it in, and that is that, as they say. And Mattis Priam with the second goal in the 85th minute to make it 2-0 now to Club Franciscain.
Ladies and gentlemen, that goal for Club Franciscain in the 85th minute was scored by number 7, Mattis Priam.
So Mattis Priam makes it 2-0 here. You can see the celebration. They really just a very well-worked play on a string of early passes, and then a cutback that really just put it on a platter for him, and he couldn't miss from there. Although we did see Innocent miss a similar opportunity, ball coming across the face of the goal. He stabbed at it and lost out. Here is Lapel. He decides he's going to go back to Marvin. Marvin again, Abaul, but not able to control the ball. Julian, even though there was pressure, he has to do better than that. That's a great ball, but can't get past this fella at all. We've seen two really outstanding centre backs here in this tournament. There should be a chance, and going into the area, and just cleared away. And guess who's getting there at the very last minute and took it away. But that was brilliant defensive work there, because it just looked as if Felipe was going to get to the end of that one. He got inside his marker, but coming right across and intercepting the Germain, and he's feeling the effects of it now as he picks himself up. I think they're getting ready to make another substitution. And it looks like Stewart is getting a breather, the captain. And he has been a real tower of strength.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for Academy Eagles FC in the 88th minute. Entering the game, number 3, Agnes Jean. Leaving the game, number 4, Anthony Stewart. Number 18, Kevin DeMelo, is now wearing the captain's armband.
So let's see if that changes their fortunes any. Ball taken away. Of course, the man on the field now, wearing the number 3, is Agnes Jean. So we have another player down, and in some discomfort, I might add, that's Jugon, the captain. But time really running out here on the academy. Not the ideal situation for Jugon after he played 88 minutes or so, and now get a knock at this late stage. I don't think you want that to happen to anybody. More so the captain of your team. But he seems to be okay. Probably was just a little winded as well. So we're in the 89, we're almost in the 90th minute of play now. Stefane plays the ball downfield, and Felipe chasing after it. As they spread the ball around quite nicely. Here's Marvin now with possession. Looks up, sees that he has the captain Jugan there. Jugan plays the ball in, but it easily misses Marajo. So you see 3 minutes of added on time.
3 minutes added time in the second half.
So just 3 minutes left here now. So we're playing stoppage time or added on time. Can the academy get a consolation here? They won't get it with that because that's too easy. Give it away, and now he has to chase back, and Felipe biding time. He decides he's going to take it to the corner flag. No, he's just running clock here now. Marajo regains possession, chips one man, gets it back to Felipe, and they're just walking it now, taking their time as you go on, chucking it. And almost everybody's getting a touch here. And that's more like it. Stefane plays it back inside. Thought he was going to get it out there to Julian, but Julian can't get onto it. It's intercepted at the back. So, Club Franciscain sitting pretty. They're very relaxed because they know they have this game well in hand. As they lead by 2-0. And can they get a third though? That's the critical question here now. Might be a chance here. Can he get the shot off? Plays a great ball, but a little too strong. And I'm sure you've heard me say that time and time again. Marajo trying to tee it up there for lapel. And it's just a little too strong. So again, they're really not doing themselves any favors. By just turning the ball over and just giving up possession time and again. Jugon looks up, sees that he has support down this right-hand side. Marvin comes for it and plays a nice little ball inside. Marajo again trying to play, stays onside now, and that's a good ball across the face of the goal. Trying to tee it up once, twice, and the goalkeeper, instead of holding it, uses his legs. Probably wasn't sure if it would have been safe to do so. Nevertheless, here they come, scampering forward. He plays an early ball, but really to no one in particular, and it's gone away. So that should be it. Any minute now, we should get the final whistle. Maybe the referee will let them have one final attack down this right-hand side. See what comes of it. And he's just watching. Here comes the switch. Felipe, can he take his man? Skips, cuts inside nicely. Still no shot. Still he cuts inside, but then he gives it up to Marajo. He comes onto his left foot. And they're still toying with it, but the referee says, you all are not going anywhere. You're not too interested in scoring again. So 2-0 is the final score here. So Club Franciscain will secure third place. So congratulations to them.
The finals of the CFU Club Shield.
So remember, This was the third place game, ended 2-0, and of course the big game is to come up at 7:45. Weymouth Wales up against Mocha FC. We'll be getting to that in a short while as these players could celebrate their victory here this evening. 2-0, the final score in this one. Club Franciscain, deserved winners of this encounter. As you could see, the players from the Eagles Academy very dejected, but they look very tired. So there is the final score, 2-0. Confirmation, Club Franciscain over Eagles Academy Eagles FC to secure third place in this year's CFU Club Shield 2025. So here again are some of the highlights. Early ball in, and I thought the ball went in there, and it might have actually come off the defender. However, it was credited to Abul. This was a goal, or the unscoring of the goal, because all he had to do was roll that in, and he did a more difficult thing, which was miss the target. And a similar situation here, and the goalkeeper again coming up big there. Legerme blocked by the legs of the keeper, and there's another chance, getting down and heading up as opposed to doing the reverse. And another chance. Here was a good opportunity again, and this one looked suspiciously like it could have been calamitous for Araujo. He had just come on. Shot coming just wide by Felipe Lepel. Nice little ball in, but again sturdy at the back and getting it out of harm's way there for Belzer. And Priam again getting it there to Felipe, but he can't get it on target. Might have just been deflected. I think they got a corner out of that one, but look at this interpass in here. Good football, and he couldn't miss from there, Priam. The defense split wide open, the goalkeeper in no man's land, and that was that. 2-0, and another opportunity here, but no shot coming, and they were able to just get it away. So there they are celebrating their third place finish in these championships. Congratulations to them. Club Franciscain out of the Dominican Republic. 2 goals out of Martinique, I should say, by 2-0. The final score in this one over the Academy Eagles. Are you happy with the third place?
We are happy because we win the game today, but we have a little bit sad because our objective it was the cup, but we are happy. We're happy.
What about the team's overall performance from the first game to today? How you feel about that as a captain?
We feel good. We have a great team, and we have played great football. But we finish in third place. I hope the next years we win the cup. But we are very happy.
Okay. Well, congratulations again on third place, and thanks so much, and congratulations on finishing in third place overall.
Thank you very much.
So there you have it, the captain of the Club Franciscain team. Not overall thrilled, happy to be in third place, but he really would have liked to be in the final at this time. Remember, the big game is coming up in a short while. FC Mocha against Weymouth Wales. That is the final, and we'll see you then. Okay, we've been joined by the coach, Aaron Lawrence, from the academy. Coach, I know it's hardly anybody likes to play a third place game because of all the high you have going into a semi-final. How did you get your players motivated to come today and play?
You just tell them that they need to go there and enjoy themselves. And for no one expected us to be here in this moment. So we have fight hard to get here. So I just asked them that to go there and express themselves and play. Whatever happen. You know, try to get the third place so that we can move up in our ranking and just exercise a good performance and just perform to their best of their ability. Yes, we have some players that was out. You know, they have to go back home because of injuries and some issues. So we're about 3 men down, and we'll keep fighting. So I must lift my hats off to the players. They have given their all, and they have fight to the end.
How do you think the people back home in the Turks and Caicos would view the team's performances? Or how would you like them to view it?
I think we're getting some message already that it doesn't matter what happened today. We have come here and represent Turks and Caicos well. And we just have to be proud of ourselves. What we have in Turks and Caicos, of a small island like this, competing with some big islands and some big club teams. Our players, them are not professional players. Our players don't get paid to play. They go to work and come back. We have most of our players are under 20 boys for the national team, and we're trying to give them some experience. And it's a good look and it's a good show for the future of Turks and Caicos football.
So one question there, your captain, he's so outstanding. I probably have him as the top defender for the entire tournament. But he just seems cool, calm. He reminds me of Stuart Frevier from St. Lucia, who lives here in Trinidad and played the same type of football. How do you describe him?
A big player, big captain. He's a leader, he's a champion, and he played well for us. He came up big at all times when we needed him to come up big. And we can't ask him for more than that. You know, he's one of the top players, like you say, in the competition. And he have done well, and we appreciate him.
Thanks so much, Coach, and all the best. It's good having you here with us. So that is the coach of the academy team, and they obviously a little bit disappointed, but they're gonna, I suppose, rebound and come again in due course. We're now joined by the coach of the champion team. So let me say congratulations to you.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Good. We are very happy to win the game, to win the match. It's so difficult, so hard to play the fourth. We play four match in 7 days. 7 days is so difficult, but with spirit, we win the game.
Well, I'm sure when you look back at the overall tournament, Are you happy what you got from your team? I mean, third place, you could live with that because that's all you can achieve right now. But when you look back at the overall performance,
well, this is a very, very, very good, tournament. We play with teams Caribbean, teams with another football, another practice, and it's very, very happy for us to play with the Caribbean teams.
Okay. And how about you finally here? When you look at this team's performance, how would you like the people back home to interpret the team's performance? Do you think they're happy with what they got from the team?
I don't understand.
How, do you think the folks back home are happy with what they got from the team?
Yes, we are very, very, very happy. We want return. We want come back here. We want play the tournament. It's a tournament with teams so good. Look, we want come back here.
Okay, well, congratulations on a fine showing, and I'm sure you will enjoy tonight. At least feel a little bit better finishing in third place tonight.
Thank you.
So there you have it there, the coach of the Club Franciscain outfit as they celebrate third place in this tournament. Remember, coming up next, the battle for the trophy. And that, of course, is the CFU Club Shield 2025. And that will be decided in the final game coming up in a little bit later on. So we look forward to that. And we hope you can join us for that coming up in a short while. We want to thank our sponsors for making it possible today, the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association, as well as Flow, our regional carrier who've been beaming our pictures and our images all around the world. We want to thank them for that. And of course, the CFU, the ones who, under whose auspices this tournament is being run, and they have their girls under 14 tournament upcoming from the 15th through to the 24th. And I'm sure that is going to be a blast. So we thank you for supporting that, and we look forward to seeing you back here when that tournament rolls around from the 15th to the 24th of this month. Remember, the final is coming up next.
Not simply about how many games you win, but more about how many lives you touch. This is why we do it.
Because football is life.
Because we know firsthand the power football can positively change lives.
Because there's nothing else we'd rather do. Because our hearts beat football.
Because there's nothing quite like representing your country.
For the love of the game.
Por el amor.
Pour l'amour. I'd leave the war.
For the love of the beautiful game.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.